naturally extinct because when you put on the radio, whether high or low, it's a set of Jamaicans and Americans in a studio full of Trinbagonians. We have to be suffering from chronic inferiority to give another culture superiority over our own. We place theirs on a throne, while ours take the crown's throne between December to February to accompany the fete itineraries. So that till we want to vomit, stuffing it down the throat because we complain, so they say take it or leave it. Watch where reggae and dance hall reach. We supposed to be teaching them. But what could be the cause? It's simply because they've got something we don't have. It's pride. Instead, what we do is criticize and fantasize on other people's dreams. They've got children in China singing Bob Marley because for Jamaican children, Bob Marley is holy. Our children can't even name 2 songs from Kitchener, but can name all the albums from the teacher. Well, be good and shut up. Take what you get. You can't get vexed. All you like it. So, your leaders say they lose, but they win. Your leaders say they lose, but they win. After 4 elections and some sort of illogical deduction, she came to the conclusion that a loss is equal to and equivalent to a win. Because they're still in government, a win. Because they still have the full complement of taxpayers' lifelines to cast in the sea of investments, which yields buckets full and pockets full of cash, which they treat as trash, throwing it away on non-existent credentials, masters, PhDs, building sky-high deities to keep them in power because they want the public to cower under the drunken master and the band of misfits who open doors to Section 34s, pregnant with corruption, racist agendas, wrapped in the splendor of change. What change? With children being butchered, bashed and gashed, while Indians and Africans watching each other bad eye. No more trying. No more disguise of unity. Everybody drinking their own tea, whether it's poverty or wealthy. While leaders fight against themselves for power. And we just like stupid ducks waiting to be devoured. Well, be good and shut up. Take what you get. You can't get vexed. All you like it. So I'm saying all that because I'm fed up. It's time for this shit to stop. Real change could only come with harmony, unity, united effort. Trinbagonians love to complain, but when it's time to get serious, you're not seeing or hearing the majority again. So forever all you, be good and shut up. Take what you get, you can't get vexed, all you like it. So, thank you.
Somebody say, yeah, yeah. Poetry, me say. What she say? All you like it so. Take what you get. She's the Calypso Rose of poetry. So remember, it's all about giving something big, something small, something in between. Because who we doing it for? Who we doing it for? The Tobago Institute of Literacy. Don't forget it. If you remember anything we say here tonight, remember Tobago Institute of Literacy. And remember that sharing is caring. All right. Our next poet, he goes by the name Meticulous, Prince of Poetry. I had the honor of teaching him years ago as a student. He was my best French student. So we are going to say bienvenue, welcome to, well, we just call him M-Pop for short. Welcome to the Meticulous Prince of Poetry. Say M-Pop!
Good night, everyone. I hope you guys are having a good time. Tonight I'll be doing 2 pieces. The first one is called Life's Perspective. How often do we stop to give someone a penny when he begs on the city streets? How often are we willing to buy food for a family who is starving for days? Or are we willing to share our homes to the homeless? Do we really care at all? Or are we naturally selfish? Life can be reciprocated if we look beyond the surface, to think critically and assiduously, to be warm-hearted but not cold, to sacrifice and not lose the reward. As the saying goes, what goes around comes around, as part of life's perspective. Life isn't about taking people and things for granted, but to live, learn, love, and laugh in harmony. The name of my second piece is called Away from Home. Now, 18 years have passed, and for the first time, I'm spending time away from my family, missing the shouts, "Daddy, Daddy," and "Happy holidays, baby." All the laughter, all the fun have deserted me. They are nothing more than sweet memories. I spent so many times with my family each year before I was called for duty. Instead, I hear commanders' orders, gunshots ringing out, and soldiers groaning in pain, much to the displeasure that I miss home. The coldness of the heart brings sorrow and bitterness. A phone call is hard to come by, especially when you hear the shouts of "Lieutenant" calling for backup. If only this were a dream, I wouldn't be sorrowful. Instead, the call of duty is tough, and it's the reality. Their hearts must be aching with whispers of, "When are you coming home?" Wish I were there with them, but the reality is I'm away from home. Thank you.
I don't like the round of applause. I want a better round of applause than that. And I want somebody to say, "Meticulous." Pop. So why are we here? We are here for the Tobago Institute of Literacy. Remember, we have great poets like Sir Vivian Naipaul, Derek Walcott. But tonight, we have people like Trevelyan Bridgman, Oni Lazana, Akeem Walker. These are great people too, because we are all destined to be great. All right. Our next poet, Miss Keisha Martin Rodriguez. Is she here? Keisha Martin Rodriguez. Okay, so we would move on to Miss Ascala George. Ascala George. She has such a lovely name.
So I'm doing two pieces. Small change. The clock struck 12 and there she was again at the corner of miseducation and horniness. She often wondered why she stood here in stilettos one size too small, her toes bended. Stilettos one size too small, these were no small feet. She moved from foot to foot, all pun intended, her little, big, middle, and other two toes bended. These stilettos hurt. She was trying to retrace the steps that led her to here. Her father left her mother, but her stepfather was great. Every single Sunday she had food on her plate. She had some education, but employment was not forthcoming. Still, what was her rationale for candy-flavored condoms and lubes? Questions in her mind running. Darky with a pretty face only the world could see. She hated her body even though she was an obvious beauty. So she stood and she waited. And he pulled up in a car. Don't ask what car it was dark and tinted, and when he screwed down the glass slow, his smile was minted. So she got in to see what she could have get out of the ride. She should have get out of the ride, but she didn't. To the regular how she went, he led, she followed, no maths in that, unless you're talking accounting, she counting, the second hand on the wall, moving slow. 1, 2, 3, 4. He moving fast because time is money and he want his money's worth. Poke. She LOL, but she didn't get the joke, and then again, there wasn't a mirror in the room to show her. Guess she really slow tonight. It's just something off balance, something not feeling right. So she starts a song in her head, of course. Tell him he could keep his money. I will keep my honey and die. She dying inside, made no sense crying, because if that tears would fall out she eye, it would have go hands and box you straight in it for wasting it. Its existence wasn't going to be concluded tonight, so with persistence, she inhaled, then exhaled. Woke up and found herself in a twilight zone, or maybe it was Animal Farm, because there was a dog, a bitch, and a real big bone. A helicopter fly over a horse fowl, a owl opened his eyes wide, and wolves started to howl. A vendor sold lollies that were not plastic wrap and tasted like goat. No curry. Cooking on a slow burner that wasn't coming off in a hurry. But it didn't matter because she had this dream before. I mean, almost all her dreams were like this, except the lollies varied in sizes and flavor. Some were frozen, and some never saw a refrigerator. She was going through the motions, and then it appeared in the ocean, a small dot at first, and then it grew bigger, and finally, she saw the figure. It was an ass. Oh shit, I mean those shit. And in that minute, she hated the double vendor that didn't know the difference between slight and hot, because this was hot. He started to choke her because he wanted her to call him Papa, or was it Father? Right now she couldn't comprehend, and really she didn't want to remember. All she knew is that she cried murder and he cried yes. She was dry and shafting, and he was whispering, girl, this meow is the best. This wasn't worth it. This wasn't worth all the gold in China, in South, East, West, North Africa. Even if she had a time machine and traveled back, forth, or stayed in the present future, collected all the gold and then a scale weighed it and measured, this wasn't worth it. He wasn't worth it. She acted like she wasn't worth it. Was she worth it? There must be a posy or a bucket or a sink around here that she could at least spit in it. Swallow. I don't think she could feel more hollow after being hollowed out like a calabash. She dig out she inside, then roll over. Breathing real heavy and asking how much for you love her. He didn't love her. She replied, this one is complimentary. Should I come again? No. Thanks. So that was the first piece, and that was entitled Small Change.